Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back, and sit back and relax and participate in the chat if you'd like to. We are just waiting a bit for people to get in. So in the meantime, enjoy the visual and the music. Oh, and if you haven't already, please like and share the live stream. Hey everybody, we're still waiting to get started, just a little bit longer. Until we get started, sit back and relax and participate in the chat if you would like to. And also give the live stream a like and please share it. Alright, what do we think? Should we get going? I don't know, I only see 23 likes. I think we need at least 25? 30 would be ideal. Alright, let's get the purple demon faces. Get the show on the road. Alright. And 3 and 2 and 1 and big face. And hello everybody. Good to see you. This is sort of a surprise stream because I was planning on taking a whole week off and actually starting next Friday, but I was having a good day and I'm like feeling a little saucy. So I thought, why not? Why not get on and just say hello, see how everybody's doing, and also lament at like the amazing things that happen when I'm away. Like whenever I take breaks, the most awesome stuff breaks out, like Andrew Tate getting arrested. Hells yeah. Man, we totally missed that. We're still covering it this coming up Wednesday though, for sure. For sure. So good to see everybody once again. Let's say hello and how was everybody's Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate? How was your New Year's? I had a fantastic time. Who do we got in the house? I see Melinda Mayhem. I see Lisa Zawacki, hello. Ooh, I see moderators Cassie, Philip, and I see Mark. Thank you all for coming so much. I really appreciate you. Appreciate you. I see Ontology Dragon. Good to see you. Ontology Dragon. Tyler Ease. Renaissance Fairy. MC Heavyset. Laura LaFleur. VKG. All the regulars. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ren Fairy. That's no bueno. Zero's Christmas is low-key. Melinda's was great. And as you know, we have a new intro screen and we also have a new playlist to work with because the other one was just getting a little on my nerves. What's worse is like when it starts to get stuck in my head all the time and then I actually try to find that song like on my playlists, and I can't, and then I'm like, oh, right. I've heard it from the live stream, so now I picked something new, or curated something new, something snazzy for 2023. Oh, I mean, yeah, the computer does run a bit, but there's always some sort of hiss. I also need like a new microphone. So, I also have a dehumidifier running like just outside my door, so maybe it's that too. That also contributes to lay noise. This is really funky. Anyways, so I don't have much to view. I kind of want to like peek into the Andrew Tate stuff and do a little ha-haing for a little bit. But a more extensive breakdown next week. General microphone static. Yeah, that happens. Maybe that's better. A little better. Maybe that's a little better. It's ambient. I like a little white noise, you know? Like, you know the popular brown noise on YouTube? I used to listen to that a lot. It's very calming. I listen to a lot of ASMR too. Speaking of ASMR, Mark just released a video recently. Thank you so much, Mark, for putting that together. That was a real treat, honestly. Like, I am looking forward to the next part. VKG, I usually flash my brown noise. No, we're not. No, not that. Why is it funny? It's so silly. Melinda Mayhem says, I'm glad Andrew Tate got arrested, to be honest. He's getting what he deserved, yes. And he's also had all of his Bugattis taken away. And that makes me LOL. And then, like, in my head, I have this really, like, sarcastic, cynical, like, free Andrew's Bugattis. Like, all dramatic. But I don't want to, like, put that out there jokingly because I swear, like, his fans are so dedicated and delusional. They'll pick that up in a heartbeat. Free Andrew's Bugattis. Bugattis. It couldn't have happened to him more time. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier, to be honest. Let me pull something up. Let's see. What'd he do? Andrew Tate's like a human trafficker. And extremely, like, radical, misogynist, woman user. Like, not just a little bit, not just like hints in like his speech. Like, he's very, what's the word? I have it at the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Really brash, like really, I don't know. Like when somebody's like not even trying to like hide things and they just put it out there like it is. He's as subtle as a shotgun, I'll tell you what. Hey, Imaginista, good to see you. Let me see, like, what's on YouTube? YouTube.com. Hey everyone coming in. I'm just like, I could also just show the viewing content just so we like look at, because I have not like pre-screened what I looked up. So it all started off where Andrew Tate was actually having a sort of back and forth with Greta Thunberg over on Twitter over like pizza boxes, because Greta was saying something about recycling pizza boxes, I think. But Andrew Tate put out this whole thing about like this video about not recycling pizza boxes, and so he ordered pizza from like a local pizza place in his area, which supposedly is what led Romanian police like over to be able to find his location. There's some weird back and forth about some people being like, no, that's not true, and then others being like, hey, wait a minute, it is. We're gonna go into the details of that. I'm just like poking around right now. We're gonna do that on Wednesday, by the way. Along with some weird case of this, like, TikTok... What's the word? Man, I'm at a loss for words right now. Some TikTok clairvoyant who, like, read some tarot cards and tried to say, like, some teacher was responsible, or a murderer, or, like, responsible for offing kids, but, like... It was completely false, obviously, because it's just a tarot card reading, and the lady's moving to sue. So that's interesting. Alright, gotta turn down the music for me. It's a little too loud in my ears. I can't hear myself think. That's probably why I'm at a loss for words. So, Greta Thunberg blew up the internet. This is obviously happening, let's see, last month. Andrew Tate tagged her and was like, hey, I have 33 cards. My Bugatti has a W16 8 blah 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 quad turbo jargon. I don't give a shit. Blah blah blah. This is just a start. Please provide me your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. Okay, that's what it started over. And then Greta was like, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. The incident even led to his detention in Romania on charges of human trafficking and rape. This is an ongoing thing, and the second time he's been arrested for this. The first time he was released. This time, not so easily. Yeah, this isn't the first time the 19-year-old has beaten the trolls at their own game. There are 5 other times Greta has taken Twitter by storm. I don't want to read into that. Blah, 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 blah. I think that was it. Yeah, that's enough. So that's how this thing started. So Andrew Tate has been arrested by Romanian police and getting what he deserves. Because it turns out you can't sort of groom women into being financially dependent on you and then have them live in your giant mansion and then make them webcam and then take like a massive portion of their money. We're talking they're only getting like 30% of what they earn. 25 to 30%. It's insane. I think there is some like, let's see, lawyer guy that reacts to that. Lawyer reacts to Andrew. I hate cold searching for things. This is why I find things in advance and like line them up. Yeah, okay, let's check this out. I can't help it. Like, so here's if you want a taste. I have covered Andrew Tate so much. Like, I feel like I'm an Andrew Tate expert. He is like walking unaddressed shadow content, full tapping into power asshole mode. I think that's why we do some. It's like he's like a great example of like what not to do. He's like the opposite of inner star actualization. I'm going to remember to turn up the volume for the video and not forget, so I have to start over like I've done many times. Okay. Wait.
We have breaking news today about Andrew Tate. But before we get...
Is that really that guy's, like, intro? YouTube intro? Okay. Alright. Or was that, like, a clip from Andrew Tate's thing? God damn it. My throat gets just so dry when that thing runs. Hold on, let me use the power of text to turn it off. Can you turn off the dehumidifier, please? Please, thank you. Okay. It's not exactly app controlled, but I can use an app to control it just outside the door via power of the roommate. Earth doesn't want him. No, we don't want him. Yeah, well, here's the scary thing. Like, if Andrew Tate was just this, like, weird chauvinistic character that, like, did this shit and got himself into trouble, fine. It's a weird phenomena. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be so surprised after the era of Trump and all the Proud Boys and that sort of shit. I guess it shouldn't surprise me, but there is a ton of people into what Andrew Tate says. Like, they are all for it. They think it's helpful, like, they love it, and they're starting to become little assholes. Anyways, continuing. Here's a little piece. I want to listen to this lawyer.
Into that, this is brought to you by eforms.com. That's eforms.com.
I don't want to listen to eForms.
Now, Andrew Tate has been arrested in Romania for human trafficking.
Yep.
So you can see here that he is being arrested. You can see that he's not taken in handcuffs, but he's got his hood over him. I guarantee you, he ain't a happy motherfucking camper. You know, when you have this bombastic, toxic masculinity, which is...
All right, this lawyer is saucy. He does the swears. We like that. I like that. He doesn't beat about the bush.
What he has. Instead of being a gentleman. You remember when he talks about misogynistic, the things that he would do with women, and it was all for shock value. And if you remember, I reacted to this a while back. Let's play that for a second.
I walked in there and said, listen, I've committed multiple felonies.
Here's the thing. I would never want this guy for a client. I mean, give me a fucking... Get the fuck out of my office. I don't need to hear your bombastic bullshit. You know, you want to know what the reality is, and you tell them the truth. You don't tell them what they want to hear. And he just wants to hear what he wants to hear.
Am I going to go to jail? Well, probably. Well, then see ya. Bye.
You want me to lie to you? Oh, no, I can win that case hands down. Bullshit. Guys like this will ultimately go to prison. I've committed multiple felonies, blah, 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 blah. That's a self-snitch right there. And I guarantee you his high-profile lifestyle makes him suspect. So I wouldn't be surprised if down the line, guess who we see on the blotter? We see Mr. Tate.
Yeah.
So,
well, there you go.
I hate to say that.
There you have it. I haven't even seen the first one. Dang.
I was right, but I was right. And it's guys like this that are targets. And they make themselves a target. Number one, they flout law enforcement. He told you way back when that he was connected. He told you way back when what he would do is he would pretend to be these girls' boyfriend and get them to come to him, and then he'd use them on webcams to make money. Not cool. This is how they arrested him. And this is Mr. Brilliance. He gets in a fucking fight with a teenager. You know, that Greta Thunberg, you know, the climate lady. Whatever you think of climate change or whatever, you don't get in a fight with a teenager.
The climate lady.
Over Twitter.
Yeah, no, really.
And he's standing next to a pizza box, and because it's a Romanian pizza box, they know he's in the country. So they execute a search warrant on his house, and...
so they already knew, okay, so it's not the pizza box revealed his location, it just confirmed that he was in the area.
And the... News reports say that he was arrested in connection with human trafficking investigation. Search warrants were issued in connection with an ongoing investigation into an organized criminal group and human trafficking and rape. So you got somebody snitching on him.
He's using a lot of harsh words. Don't get us into trouble.
Somebody saying that he did this, and this to me. And, you know, and like that last clip, you know, he remember why he even said he was moving to Romania to begin with? He moved there because to escape law enforcement, right? That's what he said. That's what he said in the interviews. I've seen him. And evidently that didn't happen. When you do that, when you are that out there and you are flouting basically taunting law enforcement
taunting.
and flouting your illegality. You might as well put a fucking sign on your back. Arrest me. So sex trafficking is basically moving people across state lines or across country borders for the purpose of illegal sex. And so when we have a situation where you're not free, this is a little bit like R. Kelly in a sense, because when you're not free to leave and you're forced to basically buy your way home, that's sex trafficking. And it's force, fraud, or coercion are the key terms in sex trafficking. So this is his tweet to Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8-liter quad turbo. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. And then her response.
Yeah, because, he's just, grade A top choice, douchebaggery. He's like the super villain or the whatever that has to put clippings in the mail. They can't just do their crimes quietly. They have to be known. They have to be known by the media. Punched in the head too many times. Sad thing is I think he was already fucked before he had all that. His upbringing from the get, but like I said, I've already covered a ton of Andrew Tate previously. I'm trying to just keep up to date.
Says, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. I couldn't agree. I couldn't
It's too easy. He set it up too easy. I mean, he basically made fun of himself.
agree with her more, honestly. And didn't she just dispatch? I mean, so what that you have 33 cars? If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. Doesn't matter if you have 33 cars or one car.
Exactly.
Be a decent human being. But it's all for shock. It's all for bombastic bullshit. So this is just our little reaction to the breaking news about Andrew Tate. And I don't know what he's looking at.
I swear he did something else where he actually reviewed some other stuff. Ah, jeez. This is what I wanted to do Wednesday. Damn it. No.
That he's put out there to show that
I can't believe he has that intro. Really? What? Okay. Okay, no E-forms.
making Andrew Tate, and people got offended by that, saying that I'm not being objective and that I'm taking some of his things out of context. Let's just talk about what we're talking about here. I talked to you 5 months ago and I told you that Andrew Tate is going to be on the police blotter. So I wouldn't be surprised if down the line, guess who we see on the blotter? We see Mr. Tate. I knew he was. And it's not just because I don't like him. It has nothing to do whether I like him or dislike him. This is a legal analysis show,
I don't
right?
like him.
I mean, that's the thrust of it. And one of the things I talk about is self-snitching, right? And so, one of the things that I was trying to comment on is that there's a treasure trove of stuff that he's put out there to show that he is probably guilty of the crimes that they're talking about. And all
Mark! Oh no. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots?
all the stuff that he's put out there can be used against him, not taken out of context. So what is he charged with? He's charged with sex trafficking. And I would venture to bet that maybe even some tax stuff might come down the pike. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
Oh,
Sex trafficking, there's unless you're dealing with underage, when we don't have any evidence that anybody's underage. But we have three things: force, fraud, or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, That's sex trafficking. Or coercion, threat of harm, or some other way to limit your movement. And so let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that he did. These are his words, not my words.
Whoa. Who's this guy? He needs to get a new editor or something. That was too many. Did you see all those cuts?
Somebody
I mean, I've had a
in a
lot of
particular
cuts.
position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking. Or coercion, threat of harm, or some other way to limit your movement. And so let's
That's so funny. That's so many cuts.
trafficking or coercion, threat of harm, or some other way to limit your movement. And so let's kind of look at one of his very
movement is
first
limited,
videos that
alright.
he did. These are his words, not my words. And I'm going to play it, and I'm not going to take it out of context. We'll play this. Let's just make sure I'm not taking things out of context.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you.
So you're making sure that you're teaching girls.
See, people are like, what did Andrew Tate, do? And I don't mean that as, that was a good question. Like, who is he? What does he do? But I mean, there's his defenders are like, what do you mean? What did he do? He's not, like human trafficking. No, he doesn't do that. He's running a legit business. He's a businessman. He's just really smart. It's like, but have you heard him? Do you have ears?
How to make a shit
Or
ton of money
eyes to
and
read,
give it all
or,
to you.
any sense
Now this
of
is one of his
what he's
first
saying.
instructional videos. A lot of guys, he's got a lot of fans, and a lot of guys think, oh, in order to have some wealth, you have to have a Bugatti, you have to do this, you have to do that. In order to have wealth, you have to have self-pride. You have to know who you are as a person. And where do you get that from? You get that from building, as I've always said. So I do two things. I like to be motivation for younger guys and women for that matter. Who are looking at maybe a possible direction in their career. So I like to motivate people in a very positive way. But the other thing I do is I do offer a legal analysis of what's going on here. Right off the bat, he tells you that his main goal is to have them work for him and him get all the money.
Webcam studios
Yeah.
everywhere. There's one webcam studio down the road called Studio 20 with 100 rooms. 100 rooms, 8-hour shifts, 3 girls a day. That's 300 girls a day working, and they all work on LiveGasm. So if you're going to go on LiveGasm, you're going to be competing with big-time guys. And what you want to be competing with is people at home in their bedrooms. You don't want to be competing with serious businessmen, because I know for a fact, Studio 20, the owner of Studio 20 and the owner of the website itself, Liza Yasmin, are friends, and they've got some kind of backhander agreement. So all the Studio 20 girls appear high on the webpage.
Well, that's
they appear at the
messed
top
up.
of the page. Obviously, if you're going to go on there, you don't want to scroll down 10 pages to find a girl. You're going to go to the girls in the first row. All his girls appear high up because he's giving the guy a backhand. It's all this shady business. It's a huge competition market.
So you can see his main thrust is just making money. And he doesn't give a shit how he does it, really.
No, this is such a good take. I mean, it's the only take you need to have for this. Hey, we are almost at 30 likes. If you just came in and you haven't liked the live stream, please do. I see Joanna, hey. I see Exploring the Hollows, hey. I see everyone is still here, hey. Everyone wants to know what's going on with Andrew Tate. At this rate, though, I don't even think we need to cover this on Wednesday. This might just do it. All this stuff is coming out, though. I believe this is one video that is available within his, program where, you pay money to get his secrets and his ideas and things and learn how to be rich. So this is him, telling you, what to do. This is how you make money. You get a bunch of gals, you get them to fall in love with you, you make them work for you, you convince them to do webcamming, you teach them how to, make all this money, and then you keep all the money. And you give them a small allowance. Thank you so much. He's had all of his Bugattis taken away. That's so funny. Still, cynically in the back of my mind, I'm just like, free Andrew's Bugattis. That's how his fans are gonna be. Somebody has to have already done that. There's something funky going on with my hair. I lost my window. There she be. Thank you. Wait, no. Give it to me. There we go.
He's going to tell you in a second here the origin of the story. And he's repeated these same concepts through multiple interviews, right? And so when you say I'm taking things out of context, we've sourced this and sourced this and sourced this, and he's repeated it multiple times. It is something when you hear who he wants to compete. He doesn't want to compete with the main factories. He wants to compete with the girls that are at home. So it that gives you an indication that he's going. It's like in nature, I suppose. It's you go after the weakest.
Now, I've told very...
Camming is hard as shit. And to really, make a good, hard living off of that, you gotta treat it like a business, and you gotta treat yourself like a product. And there's a lot of independent women out there doing it, and unfortunately, most of the platforms in which they're able to webcam and have that sort of kind of like a platform like this, only obviously I'm not webcamming in that sense, where you can interact with people and stuff. Those kind of platforms gouge and take a lot of the money on both ends. The people given the money and the people that are getting paid.
Shortly, my story, how I kind of started my whole webcam business. I'll tell it again in detail here. I was fighting, I had some money, I had £70,000 in a safe in my...
One of our viewers had indicated that he's gotten most of his money from fighting. He had 70 grand, 70,000 euros or pounds or whatever he had, and that was it.
Bedroom in my house. I wanted to buy property in Thailand and move to Thailand. I needed 80,000, I was 10 grand short. And I thought I'd go to the casino and make the 10.
That's also telling. I'm going to go to the casino and try to make money.
And then I'll just make the 10 I need.
Guys, stay away from the casino. There's a reason that they're so big.
Which was, obviously, we all know how that story went. So I lost 30, so now I need 40.
I've played, casino games before, but it's, it never goes anywhere, and I never put that much money into it. I'll just, maybe lose, a 20 or 2. Which isn't that much when you're on vacation and, dorking around. I get more luck with the gas station, what is it, lottery tickets. But I buy, the $1 ones, and one time I won, $20. It was great.
Did it quickly. So I was sitting there trying to find a way to make money. So how can I make money? And what I did was, I said to Tristan, I'm literally not leaving my room until I have a way for us to make more money. Because I can only fight so many times per year, and I know their income. So I got a pen and paper, and I was on YouTube, researching, how people make money, what millionaires have, da-da-da, and they kept talking about assets. And I was sitting there thinking, what assets do I have? I'm trying to buy a property.
Yeah. Yeah, he took that literally. He's like, I need to get some asses. I need to get some ass and make them sell their ass. Not literal, Andrew Tate.
I didn't own a property in the UK at the time.
Now, think about the word asset. What is an asset? Well, I suppose this hat is an asset. It's not worth much, but it's really, the brand is worth a lot more than the hat is. But what is an asset? The office, the building, your brand, those are assets. Things that you own are assets.
Times I didn't pay any tax to anyone. I didn't want to pay taxes, so I didn't buy a house to confirm me. So I was like, what?
And keep in mind, keep that tax theme in the back of your head.
What assets do I have? Okay, I have a car, I have this, I have that. And then I realized I had about 5 girlfriends, all smoking hot. And females are an asset. Attractive females are absolutely an asset. And if you disagree with me, walk in the club with 10 blondes.
Where do I get the blondes?
And you'll see who the most important guy in the club is. Fuck the champagne shows.
Who the fuck cares who the most important guy in the club is? The most
Yeah,
insecure
really.
guy
And
in
what
the club.
club?
It's important to that guy. But it should never be important to you to be the most important guy in the club. What should be important to you is the people around you having their respect, but having their respect because, not because you're walking in there with 12 blondes.
I've walked into the club with 10 girls, and there's guys next to me doing champagne shows. Is anyone looking at their table or my table? No one gives a fuck about their table. Pussy is the most important driving force of this planet. Pussy is the only reason that empires were started and wars were waged.
Oh,
It's the only
Jesus.
reason all you guys are out there are even interested in having money. If there was no pussy about, you wouldn't care about having money. You'd say, oh, I'll have a little bit of money and I'll just play chess all day. I don't care, I'll play video games. The only reason we want cars and clothes and 6-packs and houses and shit is for girls.
That is so simplistic.
Girls are the driving force. So when I realized I had all these assets, I had to find a way to monetize the assets.
Now remember, the assets, are something you own. He's got 5 women that he believes are his assets. Now he's gonna make money.
Yep.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is completely... In fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same.
So, now I'm not taking things out of
Straight
context.
pimp.
He's
This isn't straight pimping, of course. It's just, technological street pimping, internet pimping.
saying the psychological aspect of what he's going to be doing is the exact same psychological aspect of street pimping, and that is control.
Of what we're going to do. The skill I'm going to teach you is exactly the same. I could easily translate mine to a street business, and you could easily street pimp with the things I'm going to teach you. But I didn't want no one else fucking my girl. That's the truth. My girls. I want to fuck my girls. I want some other guy fucking my girls.
What the fuck?
Point in that. So, long story short, blah, 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 blah,
What
blah.
the
Discovered
fuck?
webcam.
What the fuck's the point of the what?
Flew all 5 girls in at once.
This is the most disturbing way to think about women I have ever seen in my entire life. Nothing holds a candle to this.
Sat them all down, so I've been going out with all of you. Here's the truth. Starting a business, you want to make money or not. 2 decided to stay, 3 started crying, got back on the plane, because they're all different places in the world.
Lord.
I had them from when I was fighting, so I
This is
went and fought in
not-
Slovakia, got a girlfriend, went and fought in France, got a girlfriend, went and fought, so I had all these girls around the world. So I told them all to fly in, sat them all down together, who the fuck are all these other girls? I was like, okay, truth time. Bang.
All these other girls probably think they're exclusive before they come to him, right? And now all of a sudden he lays the truth down on them. What is that's
What are these other
deception.
girls? Well, I've
very
had other
beginning.
girlfriends this
He's
whole
worse.
time. You're not special.
I'm a G.
Get to
fucking you all.
I'm a G.
I'm gonna start
It makes me laugh because I can't take it seriously, and anybody saying that I can't take. I'm a G. I'm a top G.
a business, you're all going to live here with me. 3 got back on the plane, 2 decided to stay. 2 weeks later, 1 left, and so I was left with 1. But starting with 1 is good, but those 2 weeks I fucked them together for you.
The G, as he calls himself, started with 5. Now he's down to 1. How much respect would you have for the 1 girl that's still standing there? The 4 girls, thank God that they had the sense.
Well,
But
now,
really,
well,
what is
now.
who is the bigger man? Is the bigger man that's the fucking poser who walks into a club with 12 girls, or is the bigger man who is the honorable guy, who stands by his family, raises a family, has a decent job, goes.
Well, we're getting a little traditional here. I don't know about this shit, but hey, anything but what Andrew Tate is spewing is I'm for. At this point, I'll take a little something traditional in opposition to Andrew Tate.
To work every day is solid. I'd rather go to a pub than a club any day. When you are that guy, not the G,
Here.
but when you are a solid guy where you're there for your family, you're not trying to manipulate anybody, and you're a provider for your family, and you are a solid straight guy, that's the G. That's the person who's
No,
the real
well,
man.
Your goal
Can
is
nobody be a
to
G?
inspire a
I wanna
girl
be
to
a
make
G
money
at all.
and give you the money.
Your goal is to rip her off. That's really what he's telling you. Those are his words. I'm not
Yep.
taking anything out of context.
No.
We're not chopping this up. This is his.
There's literally no way to interpret, like, Andrew Tate. He is just as it is. Like, he's right there up front.
His little seminar that he was pitching to all these guys out there who think he's got something to offer.
So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence. And you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you.
Now that is a critical thing. You know, the old pimps, what they would do is they'd find some young girl at the bus station. This is an old school kind of thing, or the mall or whatever. And they shower.
Back in my day, there was a street corner my father told me to stay away from.
Them with gifts, and then they think they're the best, and you know, and these are chicks that don't have any self-esteem whatsoever, and then they start working for them, and then but it's a slow process, but it's a slow process of mind control and physical control with money, control with emotions, and actual physical control.
And this is extremely important because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. His word. I'm not taking this out of context. So she'll need you at first, but then she won't. But you have to keep her convinced that she does need you. That's how you control. That's the control part. And it is a fallacy. And what is fallacy? Fraud.
She can't do this without.
Which is so sad. This is just so in opposition to Hyperianism, where we want the absolute liberation of women, keeping them in the state where they feel like they need somebody. That's no good. No bueno.
To ensure that she doesn't do it without you. So this is what screen share is all about. Effectively, this is the way the business works. The girl sits on the camera. Now, when the girl is on camera, and you will have seen from my promotion
Can we
video,
show
that was
this?
at the height of my webcam empire.
Okay.
The blonde in that video, I'm still with now. You'll see from there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just like, Andrew Tate has plenty of money, obviously. Why can't he record a decent quality video? This is the crappiest quality ever, and people are paying for this and are like sitting there writing notes like,
How we explain that there's people typing or pretending to be the girl 24 hours a day. So it hasn't got to be 24.
That part, I suppose, is fine in terms of a business model. But it's fraud. I mean, he's the one typing, and so you think you're getting all excited by something she's saying, and here you're really communicating with Andrew Tate.
But that method is very important for two reasons. First, let me explain how it works. Listen up, motherfuckers. So, the girl's on the webcam.
Listen up, motherfuckers.
She's sitting here.
This is how you
When a girl is on
become a
camera,
top G.
she has a public room, which people will visit.
Okay.
And they will spend money in and talk shit.
And when you think about it, the people that he's appealing to on these webcams are just a bunch of really lonely guys, and there's a ton of them out there.
It is your job to train the girl to talk to and interact with that public room as much as possible. So when people come in the room and say, "Oh, hey, how are you?" She's like,
It's also a really like unfair representation of like people. There are people that enjoy camming and they love their fan base and things go well and this, that, the other. I mean, hello, OnlyFans and shit like that. But this is not the way to go about it, where you're literally exploiting women.
They type. The men type, "Hey, how are you?" It comes in the box. She goes, "Oh, hey, I'm fine, thank you." And she has to make sure her public room is engaging and interesting as much as possible to keep people in the room. Now, while the
So there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with what he's actually doing. It's the nature of how he's getting the girls there and keeping them there.
she can also receive private messages. And all those private messages you are going to reply to. And you're going to reply to them via screen share on a computer in a different room. As long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network, you're having more conversations with men than a girl could ever have on her own. She's
Okay.
too busy on her own. She's overwhelmed. She can't talk to all these people.
She's overwhelmed. She can't think.
A guy,
Especially for herself.
some guys you have to negotiate with, some guys you have to do a deal with, some guys whatever. You can do all that shit. But even more importantly, it makes the girl believe that she can't do it without you.
That's a recurring thing, that she can't do it without you. She is reliant on you.
Oh,
She
jeez.
needs you.
Yeah, that's
Why is that
horrible.
important? Because if she thinks she can do it on her own, guess what? She does it on her own, and you've lost your profit center. That's what he's talking about. That's why the control is such an important aspect of what he does.
In the beginning, she can, but there'll become a point she can. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're going to do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry, I'll talk to the guys. I'm going to talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business. You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important. Later on down the line, I got to the point where I'd hired typers. So I didn't have to type. So I'd hired girls to sit and type and pretend to be the girls. So I had girls online. I had an office full of girls pretending to type. So I had 4 typers, 20 girls online, for example. Another reason you use Chatterbait is because they will pay you in Bitcoin.
This is another critical
Oh,
part
Lord.
of what he does, and that may
Get
impact
cryptocurrency.
a criminal prosecution.
And convert-
of him later.
convert
and
that.
if you recall at the beginning of this video, he talked about not wanting to own property because he didn't want to pay taxes. And him not paying taxes is a recurring theme. And so if he's avoiding taxes, you can't avoid taxes with Bitcoin. I mean, you still owe the money. If you're making money, it's income, you have income taxes. Just because you're paid in Bitcoin doesn't mean that you don't owe the taxes. So let's continue.
They'll pay you in Bitcoin. Put in your Bitcoin address and they'll pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that whole avoiding taxes. And it's not legal to do that. It's not legal to not pay
yeah,
your taxes.
And that was going to be about an hour segment of this.
As he said in the last video, first it's going to start with this human trafficking thing, and then also potentially tax issues are going to arise.
Thing. But we don't need to do that anymore because in the last 6 months, Chatterbait have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. So if your girl on there working, let's say you generate $3,000-$4,000, bang, you get Bitcoin into your wallet. Done. No fucking tax, no thought audit, none of that shit. And I had a separate phone with all my girls' guys in that phone, and I kept control of it. And I would speak to them, and before she went online, I would tell her like any basic information. You don't let your girl have this, because if your girl ever runs off and leaves you, which is going to happen to some of you at least, you don't want her to have an address book of all the guys she can get money from.
Another aspect of control. You don't want her to have your client list because if she has your client list, she can leave you. So you've got to restrict her information. So it's systematic, and it's a systematic method of control to control these women. Now, these are not my words. These are his words and his words alone.
You want her to leave and go, well, I don't know the account. I don't have the password to the account. I've never set it up before. I don't know how the banking works. I don't have any of my guys' phone numbers. I have nothing. And that's why they don't want to leave, because they're like, oh, well, he has everything. I need him. I have to stay with him. He has everything. It's important. I'm telling you, it's a very important element, that control.
It's a very important element, that control.
The girls will be like, well, what the fuck do I need this dude for? And they will leave if you don't have every aspect under control. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman.
Jesus
You're not going to
Christ.
pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin.
This is so
You don't
shit.
need to pay
Like
tax
this
to
shit.
anybody.
I
That's
mean,
not
I've
legal,
listened
but
to this before, but
You
like,
tell your girl
it's
that you're paying the tax.
still like
Because
shocking
girls
that
are lazy.
somebody would
And
like
girls are
listen to
stupid.
this and be like,
And
yeah,
girls
this
don't
is
understand
great.
how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element.
See how that control is a recurring theme over and over and over again?
If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It's a control element.
And he doesn't have respect for these women at all because he thinks they're stupid.
It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, but we had to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. If they say, why is it 50-50? Because I'm the one on camera. You say, because I'm the one typing, I'm the one with the property you're working in.
No.
I'm the one paying the bills, the electricity. I'm the one who's, and the electricity and every other maintenance cost of this property. I'm the one who bought the equipment. I'm the one who knows what he's doing. I'm the one with the knowledge. I'm the da-da-da-da-da-da. Shut the fuck up. Go online. And they should be pretty happy with that if they respect you as a person overall. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I used to do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here, sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Okay, and they just sign away. I don't know what the fucking signing. I'll throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real's happening.
What the fuck?
Nothing's happening besides me getting rich, bitch.
Nothing's happening except for me getting rich, bitch. That's what he just said.
Oh, Lord. That's fraud.
So he's taking another
You can't
20%
do that.
of what would have been their earnings, saying he's paying taxes, but he's not paying taxes. His words. Having them even sign a dummy tax form that is just
So he's literally making away with 60% of their earnings.
to try to convince her even more that he's paying some taxes, which is just ridiculous. And so, what is the middle word? Fraud. That's fraud. Force, fraud, or coercion.
Anyway, so tax is another important element to keep control of the girl. You have to fuck the girls. You cannot do a business relationship with a female, and I'll tell you why. Women have sex with somebody. If they're not fucking you, they're fucking somebody else. Now, a woman's always going to be the most loyal to the guy she's fucking, as opposed to anyone else for any other reason. If you have a girl work for you and you say, look,
Joanna Hay says, narcissistic traits produce raging alpha male and raging feminist. This world needs more unity, not more division. Yeah.
we're going to go, we're going to be business partners, we're going to make money, here's your cut, here's my cut, we're going to work together, blah, 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 blah. Here's the fucking, I've had dudes, I've known loads of guys who've like, tried to do a contract with a girl, tried to sit there and talk common sense to a girl. When's the last time talking common sense to a girl has ever worked? Ever. If you're not fucking the girl, she is fucking someone else. And that other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind.
Again, control. Control her through money, control her through information, control her through manipulation, control her through sex.
As opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, is she going to stay and keep paying you, or is she going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. What you actually turn these things into is Bitcoin. So effectively what a webcam company is doing is mining Bitcoin. But instead of mining Bitcoin the traditional way with huge electricity expenses and massively expensive equipment and space and cooling and all that bullshit, you mine Bitcoin with some pussy and titties.
You mine Bitcoin with pussy and titties. That's what he just said. Did I take that out of context?
No. The thing about mining Bitcoin is it's like you can't just like do it over your phone or like your little laptop. Like, it takes a lot of power. A lot of people who do serious Bitcoin mining, I mean, their power bill is crazy.
I don't think I did. My whole point in bringing
Takes
this
a lot
up
of processing.
is not to bash
It takes big
Andrew Tate,
guns.
although I'm not a fan, and I don't care to even pretend that I'm a fan. But it's an interesting case. It's an interesting case because it has international intrigue, but you also have, from his own words, the control aspect. How important it is to control these women. I think the government, with this video, with just this one video alone, has an excellent foundation for the sex trafficking charge. But more than that, they also have probably a tax beef that they could levy against him once they start diving into his books. In analyzing this, I really don't want you to think I'm taking anything out of context, because I'm not. But let's see, in his own words, how he's recruited, lured, or retained these girls.
Then you start saying things like, oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat.
Yeah, Airbnbs
you're
don't
always
appreciate
working. Why don't
that.
you work for me so we spend more time together?
They definitely don't
What if you do
appreciate
what? So
that.
I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. You, the bottom bitch, the new girl, go out for fucking
Jesus.
nice dinner.
I
The
keep
bottom
saying,
bitch
oh
is
Jesus,
the one who does
like,
the selling.
it's all
You
I
don't
can
do the selling.
respond with.
The
It's
girl has to hear
so
from a girl.
bad.
And this is why your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Remember Ghislaine Maxwell? That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein.
Remember Ghislaine
Almost
Maxwell?
identical to what he's
We
talking
never
about
forgot
here.
her.
When you put all this into context, you have the way he structured his business. One of the ways that he's lured the girls is by having another girl there, identical to what Epstein was doing. Now, and this is the danger when you have so much stuff that's out there that's reckless, right? Let's see what he has to say about the Romanian court system and their jails.
Oh, this is my favorite part.
Oh no, not court in Romania. Dude, they're corruption free, as we all know.
I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Did he walk in there with a pile of money?
Boom, boom, get some hose. This cell's mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You think they're court case, show that to mine.
He's now in a jail in Romania. He is now going to be subject to the courts in Romania. He just, on this video, I'm sure the prosecutors have this because I have it. If I have it, they have it. Flouting, taunting, showing complete and utter disregard for the Romanian court system, which he's now going to be facing. Now, if you recall, the statement from his own lawyer said Mr. Tate has nothing but the utmost respect for the court system. Well, that's not what it says here. So what I'm trying to get at here is the case for them to be made, and granted, women may come here by their own will or come to Romania and work for him, but there are statements from women saying they wanted to leave, they were controlled, he controlled their passports, he controlled every part of their movement, because if they can come and go as they please, he doesn't have a continuous source of revenue. He doesn't have money coming in, and that's his only goal. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. So you tell me where I've taken things out of context.
I believe this is in response probably to his last video. A lot of people are like, you're taking it out of context. Like, that's not what's going on. Anyways, I think I've had enough of that. It's so funny, though. It's so funny his ass is in jail. Well deserved. So, my friends, it is good to be back. Back to our regular shenanigans. And our new year and our new playlist and fresh new everything. It's good to see you all. I had a good break. I feel very well rested, in fact. I was really going to take another week off. But I'm like, nah, I'm ready. If you become a member or a patron, you will get access to our secret Discord server where you can interact more with me. Otherwise, we will be going live Wednesday. It is Worldview Wednesday, and yeah, we were going to cover entertainment. Maybe we'll follow up a little bit, but we got pretty well caught up tonight. Yeah, I'm glad to be back too. All right. Let's say goodbye. Goodbye. Good night. Goodbye, Melinda Mayhem. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Lisa. Thank you for coming. Oh, and thank you to our moderators, Philip and Cassie and Mark, for hanging out and keeping the chat room nice and safe and chill. So yes, good night all. VKG, Imaginista, Laura LaFleur, and I did update the ending credits, finally. Alright, good night, everybody. We will see you Wednesday. Until then, take care. Have a good weekend. Good night, Laura LaFleur. Thank you, too. Alright. Ta-ta.